Testing. Okay, we finally got audio. Good to go. All right. My apologies for the delay, you all. This stream. What's up, IG? I hope as well. My apologies for the delay. I was working through some audio issues on YouTube. For some reason, the audio wouldn't come through. And so today we are hosting Doe for Degree Scholarship Sessions. It's episode 1. It's titled Letters of Recommendation. And so I was going to live stream from my DSLR, but for some reason that didn't work either. And so we're just going to make it do what it do. We're going to work through the kinks. We'll get better every week. I'm going to type that on IG too. Let me see. Episode 1. The letters of recommendation. I hope everyone's been having a good day. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, y'all. It is hump day. We're halfway through this week. I hope those who are going back to school, everything is going great. For those who have been in school for a while, if you're doing virtual learning, do your best to stay focused. I know it's not easy. If it's your first time rolling out of bed to take a shower, eat your cereal, and then go to class from your computer and get off. And that's all you do. You don't get to socialize. You don't get any time outside. I know that is not easy, but trust me, change provides an opportunity for you to improve. It provides an opportunity for you to get better. So take advantage of it. It's the best thing you can do. Just work through the kinks, just like we're doing today. All right, now let me see. Let me see if I can get a little bit more light. I don't know why this light isn't coming through the way I had it set up. We're working through the kinks. If not, we'll keep pushing through. So we should be good now. It's a little bit better. All right. So we're talking about letters of recommendation. My goal today is to help you understand how letters of recommendation work, how to ask for a letter of recommendation, how to use it to your advantage. That's the whole point of the scholarship sessions. What are scholarship sessions? Doe for Degree scholarship sessions are simply an opportunity for me to teach you how to win the scholarships you need. I've been doing that the whole time I've had my YouTube channel. So you may be asking, what is different between what you've done in the past and what you're doing now? Well, these are structured now. It's very similar to a classroom. We're offering 2 courses for free every week on Doe for Degrees YouTube channel and my personal Instagram page, my IG Live. I go live on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time to teach you how to win scholarships. And I go live on Sundays at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time to teach you about the Spirit, teach you about the Word of God, to help you understand life from a spiritual perspective. And so the difference between the 2 sessions, one is more money focused and the other is more spirit focused. So external and internal. My suggestion is take both classes. You'll learn a lot. The things I teach on Wednesdays help you get the money to make sure you graduate debt free. It also helps you build relationships. It also helps you prepare for life after college, prepare for life after high school. It puts you in a position to win. The stuff I teach you on Sundays helps you become a better person, teach you how to win from within. It teaches you how to put yourself in a position to succeed overall in anything you do. You'll beat the odds and you'll always come through. On Sundays, I'm more candid. I'm more personal. I tell you my life story. I tell you obstacles I've overcome. I give you basically the secrets to my success, my faith, simply that. On Wednesdays, it's more practical. It's more steps. There are more steps. It's more focused on making sure you're checking the boxes, you're dotting the I's, and you're crossing your T's to get the money you need to graduate debt free. All right, so in the beginning, we worked through some audio issues, had some audio issues on YouTube, also had some audio issues on IG. I didn't have audio issues on IG, but hopefully you can hear me on IG if you're watching. If not, I'm going to record both of these streams so you can watch them back later. Again, these are scholarship sessions every Wednesday at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I teach you how to win scholarships to graduate debt free. And on Sundays at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I teach you about the spiritual side of life, teach you how to win in life. All right. Who am I? My name is Danielle Jeffers. I'm the founder of Doe for Degrees, LLC. What is Doe for Degrees? Doe for Degrees is simply a scholarship coaching company where I teach students how to earn scholarships to go to college and graduate debt-free. I graduated debt-free from Virginia Tech last year in 2019, having earned more than $200,000 in scholarships. I never took out a student loan. Across the stage, not having to pay back anyone for my education. That's that simply. So today we're covering letters of recommendation. Now, you all may be familiar with the scholarship process. You may not be. Scholarships are a way to pay for college. It is a form of financial aid. It can be offered by a private institution, a public institution, a government entity, an outside organization. It can be offered by your neighbor who wants to honor if they're a widow, they wanted to honor their husband. I'm giving you examples. You could start a scholarship on yourself and give money to people in your neighborhood or the world, if those who want to further their education beyond high school. You can give it to high school students. It doesn't matter. Scholarships, the beautiful thing about scholarships they are all different, and you have an opportunity to play to your strengths, meaning you can find the ones that are best fit for you so you can get the money you need to graduate debt free. Point blank period. That's what I did. I started out my scholarship journey during my senior year of high school, and I applied for more than 30 scholarships and won 14 of them, totaling more than $100,000 in 5 months. Woke up every morning at 5 a.m., put in the work. I didn't take any days off. I worked through the weekends, grinding like I had to get the money I needed to cross my high school stage, having the money to cover the first year and a half of my college education. And that was that. Then I realized when I got in school, I needed to continue to apply. I needed to keep applying. So I kept applying, made sure I kept my grades up as well, and I doubled my scholarship earnings over the next 4 years, totaling more than $200,000. So I never took out a student loan. That's my story. It can be your story too. Your story can be bigger and better than mine, but there are some fundamentals you need to know, some basics you need to master in order to put yourself in a position to succeed. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're beginning with a letter of recommendation. Now, I've talked about letters of recommendation on my channel before. I've educated you all about what they are, how they function in the scholarship process. I talked about some of my previous letters of recommendation. I've talked about why you would find a scholarship that requires you to, I'm going to talk about that today. Why you would find a scholarship that requires you to have a letter of recommendation as opposed to those that do not. What are the advantages of finding a scholarship that requires you to have a letter of recommendation versus those that don't? So we're going to talk about that today, as well as I'm going to give you a scholarship you can apply for that is due this year in December. It's open right now, that requires a letter of recommendation. And I'm going to read one of my old letters of recommendations to you. So a bunch of free game I'm giving to you today. Now, I have written information on my board. If you're on YouTube, I know it's flipped, so you can't read it. If you are on IG, you can't even see it because I don't have it in the frame. It wouldn't fit. What I am going to do, I'm going to refer to it. I know you can't read it. I will take a picture. And what I've done for the Spiritual Sunday, that's what the Sunday lives are called. On Sunday, I wrote a blog and I summarized all my thoughts. If you're looking for my blog, visit my website, do4degrees.com, and there /blog, and you'll find the most recent blog titled D4D Spiritual Sundays. Obedience is better than sacrifice, part 1, 1 Samuel 15:22. That's what we covered. Okay. I wrote a whole blog. I summarized it. I included all of the scriptures that I quoted or I mentioned in that blog and told you what's coming up next. And we'll pick up where we left off last Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. For the scholarship lives, what I'm going to do is I am going to, for the scholarship sessions, I'm going to teach you for 30 minutes. Okay. Teach you, give you the information you need. And then after that, once I do that, what's up, Soar? I'm going to also write a blog and publish it by Friday. And then you have a summary of everything I taught. So for those of you who cannot see what's on my board, I know IG is not even a frame. You're like, yo, what board are you talking about? For those of you who are on YouTube, you can see it when it's flipped. I'll take a picture of it, include all the info. All right, so let's jump into it. So the scholarship we're going to talk about today, and this is a good fit for those who are eligible to apply for it. You will benefit from applying for the scholarship. This is one that I came across when I was in school. I didn't apply for it, but it's a great fit. It's from the Equitable Foundation. And what I will do is I will put it in my IG story, and I will also pull it up on YouTube so you can all check it out. I'll drop the link on YouTube. For my IG story, check my IG story after this live. I'll put a screenshot of the scholarship, and then you can check it out in my blog as well when I give you all the information you need to check it out. To recap everything that was taught today. So it's from the Equitable Foundation, their scholarship. I'm pulling it up on my laptop to drop the link on YouTube for those of you who are looking for it in the chat. I'm going to read the requirements for this scholarship to you. so you have an understanding of who's eligible to apply. I'm going to explain why the letter recommendation is so important. And I'm also going to teach you how to format your letter recommendation so you have a higher chance of winning it. It's so easy. Once you master the basics, you can do this in your sleep. Literally. It's simple as that. So let me pull it up for you all. Drop the link on YouTube, and we'll keep moving forward. I have a game plan. I have a 3-step strategy for you all to how to request letter recommendation. What should you do before you request letter recommendation? What should you do once you requested it? And what should you do after you've received it? All right, so let's look at the scholarship. It is called the Equitable Foundation Scholarship. If you're on IG and you're looking for the link, what's up, Keely? If you're on IG and you're looking for the link, you can slide to my YouTube channel. I just dropped the link on YouTube. I also posted in my story after this. But it's the Equitable Excellence Scholarship Program. The program closes on December 15, 2020 at 3:00 p.m. or whenever 10,000 applications are submitted, whichever occurs first. So either you're going to be one of the first of the 10,000 to apply, or you're going to get it in by December 15th. My bet with things like this, when scholarships like this require, you don't know how many people have submitted, you may not be fully aware. Just go ahead and get it done as soon as you can. It don't open on September 1st of this year, so it's only been about a week since it's been available. So who can apply for it? You must be a United States citizen or legal resident living or claiming residency in one of the 50 U.S. states, the District of Columbia, or Puerto Rico. The current high school seniors who reside and attend high school in the U.S., Puerto Rico, or Washington, D.C. plan to enroll full-time in an accredited 2-year, so a community college, or 4-year college university in the United States by fall 2021. So that's next fall, not this fall. Be willing to provide a release to publicize their identities and information about their achievements, along with photographs for use in program promotion and information. So basically a media release saying it's cool for them to publish a photo. All right. Now let's look at the awards. They are giving away a total of 369 awards. That means 369 scholarships. In scholarship language, they'll say award, or they may say scholarship, or they may say scholarship award. So it's kind of interchangeable. Scholarship awards are in the amounts of $25,000, $10,000, and $2,500. I did not apply for this scholarship, meaning I did not win it because I didn't submit an application. But you have a chance to apply for it if you meet the eligibility requirements. Awards are one time only, meaning you can only win the scholarship one time. It's not renewable. If you win it this year, you can't win it again next year. If you win it this year, it won't be automatically applied to your account the following year because you won it last year. It's a one-time scholarship. And then recipients of the $25,000 and $10,000 awards may arrange to receive payment in installments over multiple years. So you could say, hey, can you put down $5,000 this year, $5,000 next year, or $10,000 this year, $10,000 next year. It just depends on how you want to break it up. But on IG, you can go to the website, check it out. Equitable Excellent Scholarship Program. I'll type it in the chat so y'all can see it to find out more about the scholarship. It's a good fit for those who want to apply for it. And I also posted in my story, so you all can check it out. And then we're going to jump into the letter recommendation, teach you how to win it. All right. Cool. Good stuff. Now let's look at the online recommendation. Now, scholarships have different requirements. Some people require a letter recommendation, a physical letter recommendation, which is what I'm going to read to you all today. Others require a digital one. This one is digital, so you don't need a physical letter recommendation. It says as part of your application, one online recommendation form must be submitted on your behalf before the program closes. Pick a recommender that can speak directly to your social responsibility activities, not just the teacher or guidance counselor, unless they work directly with you on the accomplishment you identify. Let me stop right there. Every letter recommendation is different. You may find a letter recommendation where they want the person who's writing, the author of the letter, to talk about your leadership qualities. Maybe they want someone to talk about your integrity or your academic performance. It's totally different. But in this case, they're looking for someone who can talk about your social responsibility activities. What is that a term for? Where else have you heard that term? Community service, social responsibility activities, aka community service. How are you serving your community free of charge, giving back, positively impacting others? What are you doing to help lay the foundation for someone else? Basically operating with a heart of gratitude by saying thank you to those who have helped you and also operating with a service heart, being selfless and helping other people without expecting anything in return. That's simply what they're asking. Okay. And so it says, we are looking for adult individuals or professionals who you have worked with, collaborated with, or assisted you in accomplishing your social impact projects and goals. The program again closes on December 15th of this year, 2020, at 3:00 p.m. or when 10,000 applications are submitted, whichever occurs first. Your application is not complete. Please note this. It is not complete unless all required materials are submitted electronically before the deadline or when 10,000 applications are received, whichever occurs first. So keep in mind, I didn't read everything the scholarship requires, but I did brief you on what's on the first page. But we're focusing on the letter recommendation. So here we go. You know you have to have one letter recommendation. You don't need multiple. What's up? You only need one. And the goal with this letter recommendation is to find someone who can talk about your social responsibility activities, aka your community service. Simply that. Now, I know you can't see it, but I'm gonna break it down to you. There are a couple of things you need to do before you ask the person you decided to write about this, before you ask them for a letter recommendation. There are two things I want you to do, and there are some sub things under each topic. The number one thing I want you to do is to know what you, in this example, they're supposed to talk about your social responsibility activities. That's the topic. Know the length of the letter recommendation. It is an online submission. When you go throughout the application, you complete it, you'll find how many words or character count, what's the character count limit or the word count limit for your individual's letter of recommendation. The third thing, know the submission method. You are asking someone to talk about your social responsibility activities. They may not be your age. This is very important for high school students, for college students, what have you. If you are used to communicating with people who are your age, but you have to ask an elder to write on your behalf, that could be difficult for them if they're not familiar with technology. So you want to keep that in mind as you prepare to ask someone to do something free of charge for you. The second thing I want you to do before you ask for a letter recommendation is to gather all your materials. They're asking for your social responsibility activities. You may want to gather your resume. You would want to gather your resume in this case, so you have something to refer to, as well as supplemental materials. What are supplemental materials? I mean, your community service log. I mean, any pictures of you doing community service. If you have videos, anything you can help give them so they can write a more thorough and detailed letter recommendation. When I read my letter recommendation to you, this letter recommendation helped me win more than $80,000 in scholarships. It's 2 pages. When I read this to you, you will understand why it's so important to be thorough and detailed when you ask for help regarding scholarships, specifically letters of recommendation, because that's typically the only part of the scholarship process it is where someone else will speak on your behalf. The only part. All the other parts of the scholarship process, you speak for yourself, okay? So once again, the top 2 things you need to do before you get your letter recommendation. Number 1, what is it? Know what you need. What do you need them to talk about? How long are they supposed to talk about this in this letter? And last but not least, how are they going to submit that letter recommendation for you? Okay. Number 2, gather your materials, gather your resume, gather your supplemental materials, your community service log, pictures, videos, whatever, to help illustrate what it is you want them to talk about. All right. That is what you're going to do before you request a letter recommendation. Now, here's what you're doing during. Once you ask your person, you pick your person, you know who you want to write this letter for you. You've identified them. They know you well. They've seen you do community service before. They have a good relationship with you. You all have a good rapport. You know who it is. Here's what you're doing during. And when I mean during, that means you're going to that person, you're asking them. This is what you're going to do. You're going to ask them at least 2 weeks before you want them to submit it. Catch that. This is due December 15th of this year, 2020. If you're going to start on it now, today is September 9th, and you want them to have this complete by the end of the month, you would ask them to write the letter recommendation and submit it within 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today, that's 14 days. 9 plus 14 is what? 23. If you're trying to get it done by September 30th, that means that they have done it a week before you're going to actually submit all your materials. So you're ahead of the game. But give a person who's writing a letter recommendation at least 2 weeks to do it. Why? Because they need time themselves. They could be in a busy season. They could have just started school as well. They could just start a new business venture. They could be going through a family crisis. You don't know. I've been in situations where I've needed them last minute, but you try not to do that to other people. You try to ask way in advance. So that's my suggestion. Give them 2 weeks to write it. The second thing I would say is be courteous. Be kind. Don't come in there demanding, hey, I need this from you today. Be gentle. Be respectful of their time as well. Be respectful of how they're supporting you. They're doing this free of charge to help you win money to graduate debt free. So be kind to them. Make the process easy for both of y'all. Next, remind them. I always took the time to remind my individuals at least a week before I asked them to submit it. So if I'm telling you today and I want you to submit it by September 23rd, I want you to turn it in online by September 23rd. That means I'm going to remind you a week from today, which would be September 16th, that I need you to submit the letter of recommendation. That reminder could be via text if that's how you all communicate. It could be a phone call. It could be an email, social media DM. I don't know how you communicate with your people, but just make sure you remind them and hopefully you hear back from them. Because sometimes people will say yes and then forget about it. That's why it's always good to remind them. After they have turned it in, this is after they've submitted it for you on your behalf, there are a couple of things you want to do. There are 2 things in particular. Number 1, say thank you. I used to write a thank you note to every person who wrote a letter of recommendation for me. A thank you note. If I had it, I might give them an apple. Well, you're a student. I'm not expecting you to go big or go home, but I'm saying be kind. Give them a written thank you note. Send them a thank you email. Send them, I don't prefer a thank you text. Something more formal, such as an email or note that works perfectly, okay? And then the second thing I want you to do is to keep them updated. Why? Because they took the time to help you. They literally took the time out of their schedules, out of their lives to help you win money to graduate debt free. Keep them updated. Whether you win or lose, it doesn't matter if you win the scholarship or if you lose. Keep them updated. Why? Because they're a part of your success. And it's not really failure even if you lose, if you learn. So if you take the time to learn even in a loss, you still won because you gained what you needed to make better decisions moving forward. All right. So with all that being said, I gave you a game plan for how to request letters of recommendation. I gave you a scholarship where you actually can use that game plan. Hopefully you qualify for it. If you don't, there's always a link to contact me on my website, in my IG bio, as well as on my YouTube page. You can contact me. We can have a free 10-minute conversation. I'm more than happy to help you get the things you need to win the scholarships to graduate debt free. More than happy to help you organize letter of recommendation. Make sure you have everything in line. I'm going to close this out by reading one of my letters of recommendation to you that helped me win more than $80,000 in scholarships. Remember, I told you I won more than $200,000 in scholarships across the stage, having graduated debt free. But this letter of recommendation for one of my former professors at Virginia Tech helped me win more than $80,000 in scholarships. Now, you could plagiarize what he wrote for me and take my name out and put yours in. That's totally up to you. I hope you don't do that. That's not ethical. You're not showing that you have integrity. You're not demonstrating integrity. But I'm going to be candid with you, and I will tell you why this letter of recommendation helped me win so much money. Because it was very personal. It was very detailed. And it came from his heart. So let's jump into it. I'm not going to say his name, but he's one of my favorite former professors at Virginia Tech. Here we go. It says, regarding highest recommendation for Danielle Jeffers. I'm going to blank out the name of the scholarship. I'm just going to say, Dear Scholarship Committee, the purpose of this letter is to give my highest recommendation for Danielle Jeffers to be accepted into the undergraduate scholars program of your scholarship program. Danielle shows great leadership potential already in her first year at Virginia Tech and will be a fantastic member of the scholarship program. There you go. Danielle is very intelligent, hardworking, and her enthusiasm for life and entrepreneurship is contagious. During her first semester in college at Virginia Tech, I happened to have the pleasure of meeting Danielle at an entrepreneurship conference. Not only was Danielle one of the only freshman students at the conference who had found the conference on her own, but she was the only student in the audience actually taking notes on what was being said by the leading professionals and experts who spoke there, including successful entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, nonprofit investors, and nonprofit innovators. My apologies, nonprofit innovators. Upon learning that Danielle was a freshman when we first met and observing her actions and the way she presented herself, I immediately, without hesitation, asked her to join Virginia Tech's Innovate Living Learning Community. This is the only time I can recall doing that in my 3 years as the academic director of the entrepreneurial community of students. Danielle just struck me as an outstanding entrepreneurial student who would be a great inspiration and role model for other students. As I grew to know Danielle more over the past year, I have seen that my intuition about her was absolutely right, and that she is a truly unique and gifted individual. In the 11 years I have been teaching undergraduate students in the area of entrepreneurship, I have not met a more mature, professional freshman student. When we correspond, Danielle is always prompt, professional, and very clear. She seems to have a level of awareness, focus, and discipline very uncommon to undergraduate students and more akin to a businesswoman many years her senior in age and experience. Having the chance as a professor to meet and interact with a student like Danielle makes my job worthwhile and rewarding. It reminds me why I'm here at Tech, to help young people achieve their potential. As a testament to Danielle's leadership potential and value added to community, she was recently selected to serve on the Department of Management Student Council. Though Danielle's home college is not Pamplin, she is a journalism major in communications. She is an entrepreneurship minor in Pamplin, so is eligible for the council. To my knowledge, she is one of the very few, if not the only, rising sophomore to be given this leadership responsibility and honor. She is very deserving of this role, and we at Pamplin look forward to her valued contributions. It is my understanding that Danielle is also being considered, if not yet confirmed, as part of the leadership team of the E-Club BT Entrepreneurship Student Club on campus for the 2016-2017 academic year. In summary, I would not hesitate for a moment to highly recommend Danielle to the scholarship program. I have no doubt Danielle will be great in the roles of academic and community stewardship, add a lot of value in member meetings, and provide an inspiration to other students and organizers alike. Danielle's positive attitude and enthusiasm for life is contagious and infectious to those around her, and you cannot help but smile and get engaged when you are around her. At the same time, Danielle is a serious student and entrepreneur and does not miss a beat when rigorous discussion and debate is happening. I look forward to seeing Danielle's future unfold, as it is an exciting one. If possible, I would like to suggest that Danielle receive the maximum scholarship financial award amount. I believe Danielle can really use the funds, but more importantly, she is highly deserving of the funding. Please feel free to contact me if you have any further questions about Danielle, her attributes, or abilities. There you go. That letter recommendation helped me win $80,000 and more in scholarship money. If you paid attention to what I taught you, when I said make sure you include your resume, you give that to the person who's going to write your letter recommendation. Make sure you tell them who you are, what you want them to write about, why it's so important that they take the time to write about it. You're courteous. You tell them thank you. You communicate how important it is. And then you tell them also, you keep them updated. You let them know whether you win or lose. That type of experience will build a deeper relationship between you and the person. If you listen to me, read a letter recommendation, then you could tell he knew me on an intimate level. When I say intimate, I mean a personal level. We had worked together in the past. He had mentored me. He had taught me. He mentioned a lot of things that I've done, a lot of experiences that I've had. It wasn't a general letter recommendation where they talked about me performing well in the classroom, having a good GPA, staying out of trouble. It was detailed and it was personal to me. It was tailored specifically for me. And from that scholarship, like I told you, I won more than $80,000. So I'm giving you free game, y'all. I'm giving you free game, so hopefully you can graduate debt free too. All right, this wraps up today's scholarship session. I hope this was helpful. Follow my blog at dofordegrees.com/blog. IG, the link is in my bio. The second link from the top, it says read my blog. You can subscribe to my blog on my website to get updates about when I post. I'll post a summary for this on Friday. I already posted Sunday summary. Don't forget, we go live on Wednesdays at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to have our scholarship sessions where I teach you how to win scholarships to graduate debt free. Then I go live on Sundays at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I teach you about the spiritual side of life to help you win in life. I'll see you soon. Y'all have a great Wednesday. Stay up. Be blessed. IG, keep your eyes on my story. I'm going to post a scholarship on there. See you.